Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. So for today's video, I do have a Polygel kit from Amazon. This is a very nice all-in-one starter Polygel kit, perfect for beginners or just anyone who loves collecting or having a bunch of polygels. This kit comes with so much. I cannot wait to show you guys what all is included in this kit. This is available to purchase on Amazon. This was sent to me as PR from the brand. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce the brand, so I'm not going to do it. That way I just don't blotch it. But again, available to purchase on Amazon, and this kit here on Amazon is $39.99, but there is actually a clip coupon on Amazon where you can save an extra 20% off if you clip that coupon. So great deal. Just look at how many goodies there are. I'm going to go ahead and unbox everything, and then we're going to move into a nail tutorial. Starting off here, we do get a polygel brush. This is dual-ended, so that means spatula on one end, brush on the other. Wasn't the best quality. I ended up not using it just because the bristles were a little bit frayed. But if it's all you have, it will definitely work. It's not like completely junk. It is just lower quality versus other brushes I have tried. The next thing here are some like clear dual form clips. You can also use these when doing the Lazygirl method, but you do get 2 of those. We also get some tweezers. I personally like pointier tweezers better just because I find them easier to pick up things such as stickers, but these ones were more of a rounded tweezers, but still, that is fine. The next thing we have here is some like Fimo slices. We have bows, leaves, butterflies, flowers, snowflakes, clouds, hearts, stars, butterflies, candy. I love the clouds. There's also flowers and more flowers. Just a good variety of Fimo slices. Pulling out the next item, it is a nail art brush and a dotting tool. So more or less a cleanup brush, not a line brush. And then it also is dual-ended with that dotting tool. I love when brushes are dual-ended, like giving you that dotting tool. I just think that is a good idea to add like a dotting tool on the brushes. The next thing is a mini file, and honestly, if they were going to put a file in this kit, why not just include a regular sized file? Like this file was like the size of my thumb, like a little bit larger. Like, come on, like I don't see why a larger one just couldn't have been included, and that also was not the best of quality. The next thing we have here are some paper forms. I have never used these before, but if you do use these, you get a good amount in this kit. I have seen people use these for other things, like putting down some acrylic, putting your nail glue, and then you'll have like a little stand for your nail glue. That way it doesn't fall over. I think I need to try that now that I have these little forms, just because I think that is such a awesome idea to stick your nail glue on. That way it's like not falling over, and you can have it be any color cute stand you want, and it's a nice DIY. Next, we have some glitters here. Some of these are like a thicker glitter, so kind of like a sequin. We also have some AB flat back rhinestones with some like pink and white ones as well, and then just a bunch of other little shaped items. Very cute. I don't personally love these glitters or sequins too much, but still very cute. The next thing are some dual forms, and honestly, I have never seen these dual forms before. These are a square C-curve dual form, and they do have a very strong C-curve, but honestly, I wasn't minding these dual forms too much. I felt like they were probably one of my favorite dual forms that I have ever seen. I'm not sure if it's just because it's that really nice square shape or what, but honestly, these dual forms were very nice. I do not like dual forms, but I wanted to go ahead and show them in case if you are watching and you like using dual forms, then you know what dual forms are included. The next thing we get is a mini nail lamp. So this is a starter kit and you will have everything included in this kit to be able to do your polygel nails, including this nail lamp, which will cure the top base coat and the polygel. It does have the little brand on it, and then I would believe it's probably a 6-watt lamp. It comes with the charger. Well, not the charger, the plug-in. It is not a rechargeable nail lamp, but you just bump the top to turn it on and then to turn it off as well. I believe if you turn it on and let it on, it will have a timer for 60 seconds. Now for the polygels, we also have the little instruction manual that comes in most kits, step by step, along with pictures. Pretty easy to follow. The next thing is some nail rhinestone glue, which I was actually super excited about. I was like, wow, that's cool that this was included. The next thing is some slip solution. We also get the top coat, which is a 10 ml. And I just went ahead and opened this so you could see the consistency. It was a pretty decent top coat. It did leave a very glossy finish, just not super thick like how I like it. The base coat is also a 10 ml. This base coat was a very nice quality base coat. I liked it. I just personally like my top coats to be a little bit thicker on the thicker side. That way they can seal in any stickers if I use them. We also got the little dampen dish, and then we get the 7 polygels. So if you are wondering why it doesn't actually say polygel on the tube of polygel, that is because polygel is a patent name and brands cannot just have polygel on their tube. That's why it's normally called something weird like poly nail extension gel, acrylic gel, but these are just polygels, and we do get 7 different colors, and they are 15 ml tubes, a smaller tube of polygel. But let me just tell you, I was so surprised with the formula of this polygel. I was like, I don't know, I was so amazed. When I was swatching these, I could just tell that they were a very nice quality polygel. Even though they weren't as stiff as McCart's polygels, they were still a very nice polygel to work with. They were not a runny or sticky polygel. They were just not as stiff as McCart's polygel, which is totally fine. I really liked working with these. I felt like they stayed in place where I wanted them, and because when I do the Lazygirl method, I actually kind of set the nails down and do all of them and then apply them to my nails. So that's really how I get that true test if the polygel stays in place if I do the Lazygirl method, because by the time I have all the nails filled with polygel and it comes time to applying them to my natural nails, if I see that polygel is all in the center of the nail, it is not a good polygel and it is super runny. But with these, it did not do that at all, which showed to me that they were a very good formula and consistency. So we do have a red, yellow, green, blue, pink, white, and black. I was so surprised with the black as well. If you guys haven't checked out my McCart for the Love of Polygel bundle video, that came with a black, which is boba. Super surprised with that black, and I was also very surprised with this black. I was honestly so tempted to use this black in today's video, but I didn't because I felt like if I used the black, I really didn't know what else to use in the kit. So I did decide that I wanted to use more of the colors in the kit instead. So here are the polygels after they have been cured. A very nice colors. I really like how it does include a white and a black and also some fun bright colors. In today's video, I am going to be showing some tips and tricks on how to get your Lazygirl method nails to last a lot longer, and also go into a in-depth tutorial of how to do the Lazygirl method. We are going to start off with some nail prep, but first I want to go ahead and prep my full cover nail tips. If you don't already know this, the Lazygirl method is where you use full cover nail tips, apply the product to the inside of the full cover nail tip, apply that onto your natural nail, cure and leave on the full cover nail tip. Pretty much it is the dual form method, but instead of popping off the dual form, you will leave on the full cover nail tip. So my first little tip here with this method is when you have your full cover nail tips, you will want to make sure you shape that cuticle to match your cuticle. Just use a hand file and shape it up and keep putting it back onto your nail to see if it has that perfect fit around your cuticle. That will really help with your nails looking a lot more professional and just not give off that press-on vibe. And doing this, it's super easy to do, and I am always doing it now just because of how much I've realized it makes a difference in the final end result of the nail set. Also, as you can see here, the nail does fit me from sidewall to sidewall and nicely around the cuticle area without me needing to press down the nail tip. If you need to press down the nail tip, it is not the perfect fitting nail tip, because keep in the back of your head, you will be applying polygel to the inside of these full cover nail tips. So you don't want to have a nail tip that you're pressing down to make it fit, because when you put in that polygel, it's going to be extremely small. So make sure when you are choosing your nail tips out, you are choosing a nail tip that fits perfectly from sidewall to sidewall without you needing to press down the nail tip. That way, when you apply that product, the polygel, into the nail tip, you are giving enough space for that product to be also in there and still fit on to your natural nail. One tip real quick, another real big tip, is if you are having trouble sizing out your nail tips and you're like stumped if you should size up or size down, obviously size up. You never want to size down with this method because you're applying product to the inside of that nail tip, and that is going to take up space. So you will always want to size up. If it comes to should I size up or size down, always size up. So as you can see, I did just go ahead, brush away any of that dust, make sure the nails fit from sidewall to sidewall and nicely around the cuticle area, remembering that I can take my hand file and shape the nails to fit me a lot better, and that will give a better result in the end. Now let's go ahead and move on to some nail prep for our natural nails. I'm first going to go ahead and start with my cuticle pusher and gently push back my cuticles, removing any of that dead cuticle that may be on my nail plate. This is a very important step to do because if you have any of that dead cuticle on your nail plate, that can cause lifting in your manicures, especially when you're doing this Lazygirl method. If you apply that polygel down onto dead cuticle, it can cause lifting, and you really do not want that at all because then your nail sets won't last as long. So make sure you just take your cuticle pusher and gently push back your cuticles, removing any of that dead cuticle from your nail plate. Another way you can further remove any of that dead cuticle is taking an e-file and a cuticle ball bit, keeping your e-file on a very low speed of about 4,000 to 5,000 RPM, and just taking this around your cuticle gently and also just removing any of that dead cuticle. I love doing this so much. It really helps with removing that dead cuticle. Also, with using a cuticle ball bit, you can actually touch it to your skin and it will not cut you or like burn, like that hurt feeling, if you guys know what I'm talking about. It will not do that. It is a very nice fine grit drill bit, and you are able to take it onto your skin and remove that cuticle without cutting yourself, which is one reason why I truly love it, because I can really get in there and remove all of that cuticle. If you don't have one of these drill bits, I definitely recommend purchasing one. I've been getting a lot of questions where mine is from or what size mine is, and actually I do not know because it is just one that I got in a nail drill, like those little drill bits that you normally get included in a nail drill. So I am sorry, but I do not know about mine, but if I remember, I will try to link one down below. It just might not be the same exact one as mine. After I'm finished with that cuticle ball bit, I did change out my drill bit for a sanding band. Taking that sanding band on an e-file like that can help get away any of those sharp edges that may be on your sanding band, which is very helpful when you are using a sanding band because it helps to have that less amount of cutting yourself if you just quickly take that sanding band on a hand file to kind of like shave it down and not have it be as sharp. Keeping my e-file on that low speed of 4,000 RPM, I'm just taking my fine grit sanding band and removing the shine from my natural nails. This is also a very important step when working with Polygel. Polygel does not like oils, especially your natural nail oils. So when you are working with Polygel, you really want to take into consideration that you need to remove all the shine from your nail tips and also all of your natural oils, or your nail sets will not last that long at all. Since I do pop these nails off, I will be applying a peel off base coat, but if you are following all these nail prep steps, you should get your nails to last 3 to 6 weeks, which is amazing for doing this method. And if I left my nails on, I could definitely get them to last 3 to 6 weeks, but because I am filming a lot of nail content and I want to be able to pop my nails off, I am just going to be applying a peel off base coat once I do all of this prep. That way in the end, I can pop off my nails instead of leaving them on for 3 to 6 weeks. I did go ahead and take my protein bond, apply a thin layer of that to all of the nails. A protein bond is a dehydrator and will further remove any of the oils from your nail plate. I did go ahead and let that air dry. Now I'm going in with my adhesive primer. This really helps create like a sticky surface on your nail to help the polygel or gel stick better and last longer. If you are having problems with lifting, you can try applying 2 coats of this, letting each coat dry in between before you do anything else. Another pro tip is try to avoid getting a bunch of junk on your nails. After you apply these products to your nails, don't be going to go do something, don't pet your dogs, just stay at your nail desk and continue working once you have these steps complete, because if you get a bunch of dust or dirt into your nails, that is going to defeat the whole purpose of just applying all of these products, and that will create your nails to not last long and probably end up with lifting. After that adhesive primer did air dry, I'm now going in with a layer of the base coat that came in the kit, and I cured that for 30 to 60 seconds in my nail lamp. Now we are going to be moving on to the polygel application, and I'm going to be going full in depth with this. So if you have been needing help on the Lazygirl / Femi Beauty method, this video is for you because I am going to be going in depth with this nail tutorial and showing you how to do this method with a fun little nail twist designed to it. So I did go ahead and pour that slip solution in my dampen dish. Here you can see the brush is fraying, and I just decided to use my other brush instead. You could use that brush, not really a big deal, but I personally just prefer a better quality brush. That way it's a lot easier to mold the polygel. So for this nail set, I'm going to be using 4 out of the 7 colors. I'm going to be using the blue, the green, the yellow, and the reddish pink color. Honestly, I feel like it looks more of a hot pink than a red, but still, I thought these colors went really well together and just a nice, great summer look. So I'm just going to be taking the caps off of all of these bottles because I'm going to be using all 4 of them on this nail. And this is the little twist that I was talking about, because probably if you are unfamiliar with doing the Lazygirl method, you probably won't want to start off with something like this because you're thinking it's going to be hard. But really, just watch how easy it was for me to smooth out the polygel. It was so easy to do this. At first, I was even thinking it was going to be a little bit hard, but once I realized how easy it was to smooth out the polygel, I was like, wow, This is so fun and looks so cool. So I'm just taking small little dots of the Polygel and filling up the nail with all 4 of the colors. After I have placed all 4 of the colors covering like pretty much the entire nail, I'm now just taking my Polygel brush, dipping it in that slip solution and molding the Polygel. For this, I basically have it covering the entire nail. I'm really just taking my brush and blending the colors together in those little empty spaces and being sure I have that entire nail covered. Like I said, this was not hard to do at all. It was really easy because most of that Polygel area was already covered. One thing that if you do try doing this, you will want to make sure that in this method, a little bit of Polygel does go a long way. So just make sure that when you're placing your colored dots all over the nail, be sure to place smaller dots than you think you will need, because that Polygel will spread out once you mold it with your brush and cover a larger surface area of the nail. So don't put like a huge dot thinking like you are going to need that huge dot, because really you will not. Because doing this method, a little bit of Polygel goes a long way, because you really are just applying that Polygel to adhere it to your natural nail and also give that color and design from the front of the nail, the top of the nail. So here is how that nail is looking. I loved it. It was so funky, fun, kind of reminded me of a fruit roll-up, the circus, I don't know, summer. I was just loving it. So I did do 3 out of the 5 nails with this. Thinking back now, looking at the nail set, I'm wishing I would have done all of the nails like this just because of how much I loved it. But it still turned out super cute, and I really loved the end result of this nail set. So it was a little bit hard for me to explain really for beginners like what I'm doing when I'm doing these nails, just because it's like a little bit of a different design. Normally when you're doing the Lazygirl method, you aren't putting dots of Polygel like this. So it's a little bit different, but don't worry, just keep on watching. I will have 2 nails that I'm going to encapsulate some glitter and then also do a full Polygel color. And those are the 2 nails that I'm really going to go in depth with and try to further explain. I just feel like the most helpful tip that has helped me along the way with doing this method is really remembering a little bit of Polygel goes a long way. You don't need to worry about building up the nail, as in the structure or the apex of the nail, because leaving on that full cover nail tip and having it filled with Polygel will give you that structure and support that you need for the nails. You don't have to worry about building an apex, and building an apex leads to needing more Polygel. But when you're doing this method, you really just keep it simple. And honestly, I have saved so much product with doing the Lazygirl / Femi Beauty method. So I'm just finishing up this nail here, and then now we're going to be moving on to the other 2 nails which I'm going to be encapsulating some glitter and sequins, and then I'm also going to be explaining how to do a full colored polygel nail. So starting off here, I am going to be using the top coat that came in the kit, and I'm going to be applying that to the entire nail tip on the inside. And if you want to encapsulate, this is what you will do. If you don't want to encapsulate, you can totally skip this step. But just remember, if you are encapsulating, you will want to encapsulate first. That way, when you place the nail onto your natural nail, all of those glitters will be shown and not on the underside. I hope that makes sense, but just remember, encapsulate first, because when you put the nail on, you'll be flipping it over and you will be able to then see the glitters with the polygel color of choice on the bottom. So I'm just using my polygel brush and putting in some of these hearts and the glitter pieces into that uncured top coat. Another thing, when you are encapsulating, you might want to flip the nail over and look at what it's going to look like when you place it onto your nail, because it may look one way this way, but then when you take it off that nail stand and turn it upside down and look at it, it may look different and you may not like it. So just make sure you are doing that if you feel like you don't want to end up with a nail that you absolutely hate once you put it onto your nail. I do like flipping mine over and checking it to see if I have any empty spaces that I want to fix. And then once I do have all of my glitters and sequins on how I like them, I do then cure. I normally do a quick little flash cure. I use the mini lamp that came in this kit, and I did a quick little flash cure for about 20 to 30 seconds, I would say. And then I just moved right on to my other nail, repeating that same exact thing, doing the same exact steps. I did have some of the flower Fimo slices out, but honestly, those are super big. And when you're doing the Lazygirl method, it is pretty much super complicated to encapsulate larger things. So I just decided to pass on those and just stuck with using the hearts and the glitters. After I had encapsulated the hearts and the glitters in both of the nails, I decided I wanted to do one of them yellow and one of them the red color. So starting off here with the red color, which I see more as a hot pink, but either way, beautiful color. I'm just going to take that, squeeze the polygel out of the tube into the entire nail tip, remembering a little bit of polygel goes a long way. I probably said that 100 times in this video, but truly I mean it. That is like one of the biggest tips I can give you if you are a beginner doing this method. You really don't want to squeeze out a lot of polygel, because then when you put it onto your nail, it's just going to be a sticky mess. You're going to have polygel squeezing out around your cuticle. It's just going to be a big mess. So really just remember, using a little bit of polygel is a lot better. And then you will just take your brush, dipping it in that slip solution so the polygel doesn't stick to your brush, and you will mold the polygel doing a tap tap and pull motion, and that is it. Super easy, super quick, especially if you're a person who likes shorter nails. You can do like a full nail set doing this method in like 10 minutes each hand after prep. Like, that is amazing. This is so easy. And another thing, like, there's barely any filing because you already have that nail shape. If you want to do stiletto nails, use a stiletto full cover nail tip. If you want to do square nails, use a square full cover nail tip. This is just so much fun. It is also, I know that you feel like you probably can do a lot more with doing polygel the traditional way, but honestly, you'd be surprised with how many different ways you can do polygel with just doing the Lazygirl method. So after I have had all of the polygel molded to all of my nails, it is now time to take them off of their nail stands and apply them to my natural nails. I start by taking the nail off of the nail stand and then gently lowering it onto my natural nail, slowly pressing it down. You will want to make sure that before you cure, you clean up any polygel that may squeeze out around your cuticle area. Another tip is holding the nail and cleaning up any of that polygel that is on the underside of the nail, like I'm doing here. Normally, I don't use these clips, but I did want to show that you can clip the clip on and then go underneath the nail and remove all of that polygel that's touching your skin before you cure. If you leave it there, you are going to cause lifting and the nail is just probably going to pop off because the polygel is cured to your skin, and then once it's just going to be a big mess if it's like cured to your skin. The nails won't last as long, and just be sure to clean up that polygel from under your skin before curing. You can use a clip or you can just hold on the nail like I'm doing on this nail. I'm kind of just holding the nail a little bit with my other finger and gently cleaning up that polygel. There is no need to worry if you get polygel squeezing out. It is totally fine. You can go ahead and just take your brush and clean that up before you cure. Then I like to place on the nail, make sure it is straight, made sure I cleaned everything up, and then I like to do a flash cure for about 20 to 30 seconds. And then in the end, once I have all of the nails on, that's when I will go into my big lamp and do that full cure. I like to cure for 60 seconds on top and 60 seconds underneath. Here are how the nails are looking after they have been fully cured. I'm now just taking my lint-free wipe with some isopropyl alcohol and removing the sticky layer from the tops and the undersides of the nail. A very important step to do before you begin filing, or you will gunk up your nail file with all that sticky residue. After I'm finished filing, I'm going to be taking my hand file. I started off with this small hand file, but it was small. I was like, nope, I'm done with this small hand file, switching to my big one. And I just use the hand file to clean up the shape, clean up the free edge, and also clean up the cuticle. I like to seal my cuticle. You can also use a e-file to do this, but sometimes I just find it quicker to take my hand file and seal in the cuticle with my hand file. I also like to try to clean up the edges just to make sure there isn't any residue of polygel on the nail tips. That way when I apply my top coat, it is a nice smooth surface. After I was all finished filing, I did go ahead and take my buffing block to remove the shine from all of the nail tips. That way when I apply my polygel, when I apply my top coat, it does have a nice buffed surface and it will stay on longer versus if you keep the nail tips that shiny surface, the top coat can pop off. Once I am all finished filing, I just took my dust brush to remove any of that extra dust, and then I'm going to be applying my top coat. I did have some stickers like the rainbow flower smiley face stickers. which are from Nail Holiday, and I also had a little like charm, that same exact thing from Nail Holiday as well. I wasn't sure what I really wanted to use, so I did go ahead and apply my top coat just so I could see how the nails were looking. But normally you would just go ahead and apply your stickers to the buffed nail surface and then apply your top coat. But how I did it was applied my top coat, I saw how the nails looked, and then I did apply my sticker, and then I also had to go in with a second layer of top coat. That way I could seal in the stickers. But I just applied that top coat to all of the nails and cured for 30 to 60 seconds in my nail lamp. And then once that was cured, I did go ahead and add a couple of the rainbow flower smiley faces stickers onto the 2 full colored nails. And then I also used that rhinestone glue to adhere the nail charm. I'm just going to go ahead and let the rest of this play out just because you can pretty much see what I am doing, and I don't want to continue talking at this point in the video. But if you are still watching, I do want to say thank you so much for sticking around with me throughout the entire video. And I do also want to mention that if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. Also, if you did enjoy the video, or if you are enjoying the video, please give a like, and if you are feeling generous, leave a comment below. After I added on a few stickers and that nail charm, I was thinking the nails were done. I just really loved all the color and didn't really know what else to add without like making the nail set a complete circus. So I did just try to keep it pretty basic, and then now I'm going in with my cuticle oil and applying that to my cuticles. Don't forget, it is very important to apply your cuticles after working on your nails or doing a nail set. Even if you aren't wearing nails right now, you should put on your cuticle friendly reminder. But I went ahead, rubbed that in to nourish my cuticles and top off the nail set, and here is how it was looking. I really love this nail set. I have been loving colorful nail sets recently, with summer coming like and being right around the corner. So this nail set was super cute. I loved it so much. I really loved the way I did like the color blocking, or I don't even really know what to call it, but I just really loved it so much. I hope this video helped you out if you are a beginner to using Polygel or the Lazygirl method. But as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.